Hatsy and welcome to another build video, and today we're going to be building the Duke's estate. So I'm not sure what I called it, but it will be along the lines of that. Now before we get started, I just wanted to let you all know that I am using the app Sims Amino. I've mentioned it before in my videos, but honestly it is fantastic. I wouldn't recommend it if I wasn't like 100% certain that this is a really good app to use. You can talk to new people on the forum, you can start your own discussions, you can share photos of your creations and stories, like if you like to write stories about your Sims, or maybe you like to share your builds with other people. It's a really good way of just getting your stuff out there. Also, come and write on my wall because I'm on there as well and I love talking to people on there. In fact, I talk to more people on Sims Amino than I do on Twitter or any other social platform because it's just easier to communicate. It's like texting almost. It's also free, so you can get on Android or iOS. Anyway though, back to the build. So, building the castle or the palace from the Cinderella movie, which wasn't animated. Now let me explain. Okay, so I know that it's called Duke's Estate, but I didn't want to start playing the whole Disney thing again because I've already built Cinderella's Castle or Cinderella's Palace, depending on what I even called that. I can't even remember what I call my own videos. But no, I have built the Disney-inspired Cinderella's Castle, but this one is from the movie. So if you've seen the 2015 movie, then that is what this was completely inspired by. I pretty much just copied the picture. So if you like that castle, then there's a high chance that you'll like this castle. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But my reason for building it wasn't so that I could do another Disney creation or anything like that, because I don't really like repeating myself on the channel too much. I know that I have done Hogwarts, like I've redone Hogwarts, and I know that it probably looks like I'm repeating like Cinderella's Castle or something because it's a very similar build. But the reason for doing it is because it's going to be part of my new Let's Play that I'm doing on the channel. I am so excited for it. It's taken me forever. It's still taking me forever right now. But no, okay, I finished part one, and part one should be up, I mean, maybe in the next couple of days after this is shared. So that is how close I am. But no, it's the longest series I've ever worked on in my life, and no, I'm just very happy to be able to start it and finally share some of these builds with you. So the interior of this build is going to be shared a little bit later. And I know that that does frustrate some people, but honestly, these houses take me so long to decorate and I'm very quick at building the exteriors. When it comes to the interiors, I am clueless, honestly. And the strange thing about me is the fact that I have to be almost in the right mood to do the interior. Otherwise, I sit there and I'm like, do you know, I just want to get this done as quick as possible. So let's just put like a table and chair in here and that's it. You know, just done. That's the kitchen sort of thing. So I don't want to do that. I actually want to spend some time and do it properly and be in the mood to decorate because it happens rarely, but when it does, I feel like I'm good at it. I feel like, you know, I can pull it off and it looks okay. So yeah, just bear with me on that one because I do know that some people get a little bit frustrated about how long I take to do the interiors, but it's only usually like, I guess, a week or so. Maybe 2 weeks tops sort of thing. Okay, maybe that's not like the top amount that I've waited before doing interior, but you get the idea. So I've also been having some massive problems with my internet recently. And I thought I'd mention it on this video because, I don't know, it's important, you know? I've mentioned it on Twitter. If you actually follow me on Twitter, then you would have heard this rant so many times by now. I feel so bad for people on Twitter that follow me and they're like, do you know what? I'm going to give Hatsy a follow. And they're like, oh, I wish I didn't. Let's mute it because I don't know, I mentioned this and it's something that's really important at the moment to me because basically I moved to a new area. I moved house recently. I moved house like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago by the time that you're watching this video. I'm not sure when this video will be posted, but that's around about the time that I moved. And when moving to the new area, I was promised by a company, BT, okay, I'm just going to say the name because it's like a global company. So I was told by BT, I was promised that I would get really good internet connection. And I was also told by the housing estate that actually built the house that I would be receiving very fast internet. So for me, really strange, but when I was looking around houses, that was like the main thing that I was focusing on because I was thinking, well, okay, I really, you know, want a nice house and I want to be happy there, but the real issue for me is internet because it's what I do, you know, I'm a YouTuber, I need good internet. So anyway, I like told them this several times and I was like, look, I need to make sure that the internet's good here because this is what I do, you know, I have to, it has to be good. And they just promised me, they said, yeah, absolutely, you will get really fast internet here. And Well, what do you know? I arrive and the internet is absolutely terrible. It's the worst I've ever had in my life. So I've rang up BT several times and I've been told some really strange stuff by them. It's the first time I rang them up. I ended up speaking to a manager in Warrington, which is strange because like Warrington, I know Warrington, and I don't know why I ended up speaking to like the Warrington department because I'm nowhere near there. But no, he spoke to me on the phone and he laughed when I told him the story, and I just said, look, at the moment, my upload rate is 0.1 to 0.3 megabytes per second. So just to put that into perspective, that's like one 20-minute video every 5 to 10 days. So after I told him that, he laughed. He actually laughed. And I couldn't distinguish whether he was laughing at me or laughing with me, and I absolutely hate that. He actually said to me on the phone, why don't you just move house then? And that's when, I don't know, it sort of hit me. I was like, okay, I'm never going to get any sense out of these people. So I took it upon myself to start a petition online. Now this is the fun part. Okay, this is where this stuff goes further than I imagined it to go. So I started a petition on Twitter. So bear in mind, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know this already. If you don't, then go over there because I share some pretty interesting stuff about my life. So I posted this thing on Twitter and it was about a petition to get better internet in my area. And bear in mind, it doesn't just affect me, it affects a lot of people in the area that also need good internet, because internet's a huge thing, not just for me, but for people that have businesses online, for people that need the internet for their coursework or whatever they do. It's a really big part of today. And I do feel personally like it's really bad the fact that the government are building these brand new housing estates, or they're having permission for them, and these are supposed to be really good areas, you know, and they want to invest money into this area. And my problem is a lot of the jobs nowadays, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of jobs nowadays do require online capability. And if the internet's bad, it just means that a lot of people are going to be jobless, and that's like a huge problem in England to begin with. So it's going to leave me in a bit of a sticky situation. So that's one of the reasons why I started a petition. Of course, it's to help the channel as well, because at the moment I'm having to travel like 2.5 hours just to upload my videos at a friend's house, which is a completely separate story. So there I was, I started the petition, and honestly, I am so grateful to every single person that signed it. I was almost tearing up when I saw those numbers just like shoot up of people that actually care about the channel and that care about, you know, where I live and the community having better internet. It was just a really nice moment. So anyway, I got like 100 to 110 signatures, and that's around about the time when the local newspaper got involved. No, I'm not even kidding. I got a message from one of the reporters that work at the local paper, and she asked to do an interview with me. So anyway, this escalated to me doing like a quick interview on the phone, to a photographer coming around to the house, taking a picture of me next to my computer with my YouTube channel up, with me looking sad with a thumbs down. Like, what even happened though? So no, that was like the highlight of yesterday for me, and I was cracking up. But the problem is I can't mention this stuff on Twitter like that much, because it's just so difficult to explain. Like, you have a little limit of the amount of words that you can write on Twitter, so it's so hard to like sort of mention that stuff. But yeah, that was my day. So I had like a full-on interview with the newspaper and everything. So I can't wait for that interview to be posted. I'm excited for it. I also did like a 30-second video, which was really strange because so the guy arrived at my house and he arrived with his camera and stuff, and after taking the pictures, he just asked like, would I be okay with doing like a 30-second video? So I just improvised. Like, I didn't think about anything to say. I mean, okay, it's fine because I guess I'm used to it. I guess I'm used to just sort of turning on my computer and just making videos and just improvising what to say and stuff like that. But it was the strangest thing though, because I had like 5 to 10 seconds to prepare for what was about to happen. I was not ready. So I started it, and I don't know, I feel like I got a lot of my points across, but I feel like I could have done so much better. But I am a perfectionist when it comes to this sort of stuff. Like, I have deleted whole audios in the past of videos, and I have deleted builds and stuff in the past just because I'm not happy with them. So I'd probably delete that video too if I got my hands on it. But no, it's too late. So I'm happy that it's out. I'm happy that it's going out, and hopefully there'll be a change in the area. I don't know. Because I just think it's bad, you know, and I keep bringing BT up as well, and they just keep making up excuses. So fingers crossed we can do something about it. And if you haven't signed it yet, and if you want to go and sign it, if you want to jump on board and help the channel out a little bit, because it's a massive inconvenience for me right now. And I know that a lot of people want daily videos off me, and they want me to Twitch stream and all this stuff. And the thing is, I would be so excited to do that, because I did Twitch streaming at my old house, but unfortunately, because of the bad internet here, like, I can't do it, you know, it's too bad. We'll see how it goes, and of course I'll keep you updated, because it's really important, of course, so we shall see. Okay, but anyway, I did some really unusual things with the build that I haven't talked about. I need to talk about them, just briefly go over them, because I used like stones from the Sims 4 Get Together to make it look like it had more detail than it actually does. And I did that because we don't get enough freezers with the Sims 4. And a lot of people think that I'm saying freezers. I'm not saying freezers, I'm saying freezes. So you know the thing that you put around the build to give like the liner effect? Just that. So that's a problem, but it's not as big as a problem as me not having very good internet. I swear I'm going to link everything back to that now. Every single topic I can link back to me having bad internet. Try me. Try me in the comments below, and I will try and find a link back to me having bad internet. But anyway, I was testing out the roofing, and I was doing some unusual things with the fences. So my reason for doing what I did with the fences is to make it look like there was a pattern there. I actually really like that, you know. I was just improvising. I just looked at it at the time and I thought that would be a really cool thing if I did something with the lines and maybe made the fences different and maybe use that as a roof. I don't know. I was just trying different things. But I do also know that the build itself is a lot bigger than this. It's got to be huge. I was looking at pictures of it and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. That's really me saying something, because I don't often describe anything as that. And I see so many builds as well. I honestly do. I see so many houses and stuff like on Pinterest, but no, that castle or that thing, I don't even know what you call it, it is beautiful, and I just wanted to do it justice in The Sims 4, so I try my best, but honestly, it's so hard just building something that big and just that detailed without the right tools to do it. So hopefully there'll be some leeway, and hopefully, you know, some people may understand a little bit more, like, okay, I get that she couldn't have done like everything, and I get that it couldn't be larger than that. Because honestly, this build would have looked, I guess, like a replica or more like a replica if I'd have had 100 by 100 plot. And I really hope we'll get that one day. Because I have an idea for The Sims 4. This is what I would love. Okay, so you know, like when we get new worlds and stuff for expansion packs, and we get like we've got Windenburg, we got the Sims 4 City Living San Myshuno, I don't know. But we get loads of different worlds. So my dream world would be just a world like Windenburg, almost, where you have the bluffs. So you have an island and it's like a hill almost going up. So you've got all the houses around the bottom, sort of spiraling up the mountain. And then you've got like a massive castle plot at the top. So you've got like 100 by 100 where you can build the biggest castle. And it can also be sloping. So to give you an idea, because I don't think I've explained it very well, if anyone's watched Tangled, so you know like how the castle sort of sits on a hill in Tangled? Just like that. So not the tower, because I've already done the tower, but it would be more like the castle. I would love that so much. That would get me very excited for like another expansion pack, but I don't know. I have a few theories about what's coming with The Sims 4. I was going to make a video on it, but it's so hard to like find the time and get the screenshots together. But the idea is, okay, so like before I even share that video, just to get my thoughts out there, just like right now. So my idea is the fact that all the worlds will eventually link together. Now, I don't know this. This is just speculation, but I was actually going to do like a whole separate video on it in detail. But the problem is, I've mentioned it to so many people now that I see Twitter posts of people saying, oh, the worlds look linked. I just think to myself, that was my idea. I mean, how far has this gone now? Because like I mentioned it to a lot of people at the Sims meetup, and I just feel like it's one of the known things now that it's maybe a theory about The Sims 4. But I did. That was my idea. So if you see that, then the chances are that I've probably repeated it to someone and then they've probably shared it. Just saying. But no, so the idea is that they will all link together eventually. And what makes me think that is the fact that in a lot of the world and a lot of the even base game worlds. So I started to notice this with Willow Creek. I started to notice some like weird trees in Willow Creek at the back of it. And then when we got Outdoor Retreat, which is the game pack, it really made sense. It made sense that Willow Creek would link to Outdoor Retreat in a way. And what's even stranger is in Windenburg, you can see an actual place for Outdoor Retreat. You can pretty much see like these trees and stuff. I don't know. I will show some pictures. I'll get some footage together and I will do it. But honestly, I've been so busy recently. It's not even an excuse though, because I have so much time to do this stuff, but I am the biggest procrastinator ever. I sit at my desk and I just watch other people's videos. So I love watching other channels, and the really strange thing about me is I get like really excited about a particular channel and I will watch their videos non-stop for like a week, and then I'll just go on to someone else. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I'll watch like their whole entire library and then I'll just go to somebody else. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. And that's not just with Sims channels as well. I like the thing about Sims channels is the fact that I'll always go back to Sims channels. Like there are people that I watch every single day, or every single week, or like I guess like a few times a week at least. But I'll never run out of excitement for it because I just find the community so creative. And it is like Let's Plays are so creative, the things that people do and the series that people come up with for builds and stuff. I don't know, always amazes me. So anyway, this was when I was doing something really strange with the hedges. Now the hedges on this build, okay, they cost about 300,000 simoleons by the end. That's insane, isn't it? Just for hedges, I know. But the really cool thing is that they light up. So you'll notice that there's lights underneath and it looks really pretty at night. So if you see the thumbnail looks particularly nice or something, yeah, they're the hedges. So just saying, okay, I did that. And I like the fact as well that, you can hide stuff easily under there. As strange as that sounds though, because I'm trying to create like an older a Let's Play story, it's really difficult to be able to hide things like lights because I still want the rooms to light up, but I want to keep it so it doesn't look like you can see the lights. It just looks like that's the world because I'm trying to keep it just as old as possible. And I think that around the time that this would have happened, like this story would have happened, like in the 1800s inspired century, I just can't imagine lights happening because I think that lights only came about like in the late 1800s at least. So don't want that to happen. I think there's something that is a little bit strange about the series that I do is the fact that I link them all together. So I haven't done that many yet to sort of see the fact that they're all linked together. But the end of the pomegranates, I don't know, there's a message there. So if you've seen the end of it, then I think that you'll get the idea of like how I link things together. But that's going to be the same with the new series that I'm going to be doing. So the new Let's Play Cinderella Estate is going to be exactly the same. It's going to be linked, but it's also going to be quite tricky to do that because of it being set in a completely different era. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. So if you have any ideas, then let me know because I'll be thinking about that in the upcoming weeks. Now going on to the gardens though, because this is, I think, round about the time when I started to put the plants in. So I looked at so many pictures that just gave me inspiration for this because I'm trying to do different things with the mansions that I do because I don't want to keep repeating the gardens each time. I want to keep it like new and just different. So I was really just pulling out all the stocks here. I was just thinking about how I can make this different from the last build that I did. And if you've seen the last build, it is called, it's called Walt Estate. So if you haven't seen that and if you like this build, then there's a good chance that you may like that one as well, just because I think Walt is like one of my favorites. So yeah, you can go and see that. That'll be in the description below and I'll leave it in. But no, I took loads of inspiration from different places. And there was one place that has stuck in my head for a really long time. And it was when I went on a class trip. I was so young, by the way. I think I was like 12, so I hope I'm not insulting anyone that's 12. Saying you're so young, that's not an insult. I don't know, it's nice to be young though, it is. And I think 12 for me, it seems younger because I used to be a nanny before, so I imagine like, I guess 12 is pretty young for a child because I looked after a 12-year-old. So yeah, 12 is a good age, it's a good age. But anyway, I went on this class trip and I was mesmerised because it was like a garden resort. And I don't know where it was. Now, the strange thing was there was a girl in my class and she was so quiet and she never actually told anybody it was her house. Like, What on earth though? She went through the whole class trip. We went through these gardens and everybody was saying, this is spectacular. This is like a palace, you know? These gardens were incredible. Like they had all these rare plants. It was like some sort of museum, but outside. It was just insane. So the whole time we were there for hours and hours. She didn't think to tell us one time that it was her house. And she was like, oh yeah, these are actually my gardens and that's my house over there. Like, what on earth is that? Because then on the way back though, we passed the castle because she lived in like this huge build. Like, I mean, the sort of build that we're building now sort of thing. And we never went inside. But I think then one of the teachers pointed it out, even though looking back, the teacher probably shouldn't have done that. In fact, that was pretty bad. Like, you shouldn't do that. If someone doesn't want to talk about something, if someone feels like uncomfortable, there's no reason why a teacher should point out. I've been let down by teachers in the past before, but that's a different story. So, I mean, that happened. And I did feel pretty bad for her because she obviously didn't want to stay. But still, we spent the whole day at her house in her gardens, and like her parents owned like this special garden resort or something. Didn't think to say once, not even one time. But no, it was a really fun day actually, and you know, so much happened. Like even looking back, I swear the best memories when I was really young, and this wasn't even like a good memory or anything. But what happened was one of the girls was really stroppy, and she was like the stroppiest girl in the class, honestly. She would pull a tantrum over the smallest thing. So anyway, one time she pulled a tantrum over milk. That was like how bad things were. So what happened on this class trip though was the fact that the girl ran off and nobody could find her. That was how bad it got. So we were looking everywhere and we ended up having to like split into groups, and the teachers were so worried. Obviously they were panicking because a student gone missing, what they're going to say to the parents. And we probably spent like, I guess 3 hours looking for this girl. And the gardens were huge. But luckily they were protected because there was like a huge fence around the whole place. So that was okay. But no, it turned out that she was just like asleep on some tree stump and that was it. I mean, why? Why did she do that? No, she was very naughty and all the teachers were really annoyed at her, remember that? And yeah, she went missing. So I guess like that ruined a lot of my day because I would have loved to have looked at the plants, but instead I was looking for a girl who fell asleep on a tree stump. But she was okay, so that's all that mattered. Okay, so anyway, I was adding some lights to the build. So just hiding them, you know, making sure that you can't really see that they're there. And the strange thing is as well, you may see me switch from live mode to build mode. And that is because I needed to change the light colours. So maybe you'll see that at the end, I'm not sure. If you do though, you'll probably realise that Ariel's here. Really strange, but for some reason, I can't move her off the plot. I don't know how, but she's there. I have no idea. And usually you'd be able to, like, I guess, move families out all the time and stuff. Even when I save the game without her there, she appears back. So I honestly have no idea what's going on. But it's actually easier for me to just leave Ariel in this build now, because it's a different world that I'm using. So it's not the Let's Play world, strangely. I've got something else there at the moment. I think I've got like Elderwell Estate there, so I didn't want to move it. Because what I will do, because I've got like loads of 64x64 plots, is depending on what's going to happen in the story, that's when I'll move the build around and I'll replace it with something else. So we won't be using this like straight away. In fact, the one that I'll be needing straight away is Elderwell Estate. And then after I'm done using that, then I'll move this one in and then I'll just change it back. So it will be more or less like a different place each time. It won't look like the same place, or at least that's what I don't want it to look like, because I don't want it to look like, you know, we've just sort of like bulldozed a lot. I want it to look like we've just got loads of different plots in different places. But unfortunately, we only get 2 64x64s as Sims 4. And that is just the way things are at the moment. So fingers crossed we'll get some more big builds and we could do something there. But I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen yet. There are rumours about like a game pack coming out. And I'm sure that a lot of people have seen the rumours and stuff, especially if you're on Twitter, because there's a lot of stuff there. And also, I retweet a lot of the stuff as well. So maybe you've seen it off me. I don't know. But okay, so there's rumours about like a vampire game pack coming out, and it looks pretty legitimate because there's been a lot of stuff about it. Like there were people actually doing the music for it and the voices, and they posted like little snippets of what they were doing, and it actually got taken down. So that happened. I don't know, but it's interesting though. I really hope they do, because that would be amazing. So I'm not saying that they will, you know, completely, and it's like 100% that they will, because anything could be fake. Like, I've seen some really good renders in the past of fake things. In fact, somebody made a opacity meter where you change like the makeup opacity, and that turned out to be fake, but that looked so just like it would fit into the game, and it just looks so accurate, you know? So that sort of stuff does happen, unfortunately. I don't know why, you know? Maybe it's just so people get a little bit of publicity. I don't know. It's strange to me, like, why would someone want to fake that? It doesn't make sense. I would much prefer to like spend my time, if I wanted that thing, then I'd just spend my time making a mod for it, rather than like pictures that are fake to get people's hopes up. I don't know, that's just me. But I think that mod making's very hard, and I actually saw someone making a mod recently, which I really hope they'll be able to do, but I don't know, because it looked like it couldn't be done, but I'm honestly not sure. So they were trying to make bigger plots onto the smaller plots. So for instance, you could change like a 40 by 30 into a 50 by 50. And if they managed to do that, oh my goodness, I could just imagine my world, like how it will look. I'll just have like mansions everywhere. I think anyway, because I really enjoy building mansions. That's like my favourite thing to build. And in fact, I actually want to draw a lot of focus on the channel to mansions at the moment. I feel like a lot of people can do family houses, and there are a lot of people that do family homes, which are really good. But I feel like my strong point is mansions, and that's like what I want to focus the channel on. So if you've got any ideas of mansions or like famous palaces that you want to see, then let me know, because I would love to see that sort of stuff. And I'm thinking about doing like a famous palace series, and I'm going to go back to the film builds as well, because there are some that I really want to do, like Wayne Mansion, is that what it's called, the one out of Batman? Yeah, I really like that one, and I think that would be great to build, so that would be a lot of fun, and just things like that. So if you think of like a mansion from a movie or anything like that, then let me know, because I could definitely try and do something like that on the channel. So I was onto the back garden here, and I think that this is going to be a wedding venue. So I'm hoping that Sims can be able to get married here, and I could set it up really nicely. I like the fact that there was a new update so that Sims are more likely to sit down at weddings now, because that was an absolute pain. I mean, to have a wedding and just have like, you know, people there all standing up, who does that? Who stands up at a wedding? I have no idea. Unless they're like singing songs and stuff, I don't understand it personally. So that was a confusing point for me, but I'm so glad they sorted it, because now we can actually have Sims sat down. So fingers crossed, I'll be able to use the Kelowna Dom Cathedral, but I have an idea of like where I'm going to use that, and I'll actually mention it now because it's really quick. Okay, so if you've seen the Kelowna Dom Cathedral, that is the biggest cathedral I've ever created. I've never created another cathedral apart from that one. So it's going to be used for very special occasions, because it's going to be very unlikely that I'm going to be building 2 cathedrals, unless it just so happens that Prague has a very nice cathedral. I don't know. But I'm going to Prague for New Year, and I'm very excited, so I can't wait for that. But if they have like really nice builds there and like really nice stuff that I could create in The Sims, then yeah, I will. And also, if you do live in Prague, then let me know if there are any good places that I should visit in terms of places to build, if anything would be interesting, you know, like a really nice, pretty thing. Maybe there'd be something to build there. But the idea is that for the cathedral, it's only going to be used for royal wedding ceremonies. So even though it's a little bit strange, because obviously it's supposed to be set in Germany, the Kelowna Dom Cathedral, but the series is like a European thing, so yeah, it's going to be used for like kings and queens. So when like a king or a queen would get married, that's where they get married. But I'm not going to give too many hints away, because yes, there is going to be a royal plot, and I don't want to say too much about it, you know, because it's going to come really late into the series. Like, it's not going to be there at the start. In fact, it's going to be so that we start off with like a really nice house and stuff, but eventually as we progress through the series, things are just going to get like better and better. Maybe if like the girls got invited to a party, then maybe certain people would be there. Anyway though, that is the end of the build. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all for Let's Play. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Sims Amino, and I'll speak to you all soon.